Hello everybody. In this video, I want to show you guys some photos I've taken with my Tamron 35-150mm f2 to 2.8 zoom lens on my Sony A7C. I'll be showing you guys the raw photos that I've taken. So let's get started. So here's this first one. As you can see, this is a photo of these musicians playing, and this was at Disneyland, California. For the settings, this was shot at 35mm, shutter speed 1/4000, f2.0, and 125 ISO. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see some close-up details. So here's this guy right here. You see details on his hat, his shirt. So here's the first image. Here's the next one. And here are some more musicians. They're walking along the main street at Disneyland. And I got a good shot of this guy right here waving hello. For the settings, this was shot at 35mm, shutter speed 1/3200, f2.0, and 125 ISO. Let me zoom in here so you guys can see some closer details. So that's for this image. Let's go to the next one. And this is another shot of at the 35mm end of the zoom range. This is of the castle. Well, not the castle. It's the statue in front of the castle. The partner statue of Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse. So I took this shot right here. And for the settings, this was at 35mm. Shutter speed 1/3200, f2.0, and 125 ISO. If you notice, I shot a lot of images at 35mm. And I think for Disneyland, or any theme park for that matter, I want to get more details of, like, you know, the actual park. So that's why I shoot a lot of photos at 35mm while I was at Disneyland. But yeah, here's an image of the statue. And if we go to the next image, this is at the other end of the zoom range at 150mm. So for the settings, this was at 150mm, shutter speed 1/1250, f2.8, and 125 ISO. So you can see the difference between one end versus the other end. So it really showcases the vast zoom range that you get with this Tamron lens. So at one end you get 35mm, and then you can zoom into 150mm with the same lens. And let me just show you guys some closer up details. So this is at 150mm. So with the Tamron 35-150, I mean, you get a lot of versatility because you are able to take photos at 35mm while also zooming in super close at 150. All right, the next one, this was shot at 150mm, and I took this photo of these seagulls here, and I sort of had this frame within a frame thing. So there's this tree in front, and then there's this yellow submarine, and then the birds in the back. So I took this shot, and this was at, like I said, 150mm, shutter speed 1/640, f2.8, and 125 ISO. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see some closer up details. Here's the next image. It's in the same area with the submarine rides. I believe it's the Finding Nemo ride at Disneyland. So this was shot at 35mm, shutter speed 1/3200, f2.0, and 125 ISO. And if I zoom in here, you guys can see In the background, there's a bunch of people, right? A crowd of people. Disneyland is usually very crowded. And then you can see the writing on the ship as well, the submarine. This is a photo I took of the Matterhorn. It's basically like a giant mountain. It's a ride also. You line up and you go down the mountain and you see like a Yeti monster. It's like a bobsled ride. A lot of people say it hurts your back. But anyways, I took this photo of the Matterhorn, and this was at 35mm, shutter speed 1/1600, f2.0, and 125 ISO. Let me zoom in so you guys can see some details. Here's some waterfall action. Some more waterfall action. Then we can see some details of the actual mountain, its textures, right? And if you look at the sky, there's no blue sky, right? It's very cloudy. I think it rained that day too. I forget exactly, but it was very gray, gloomy weather. Which, to be honest, I prefer cloudy, gloomy weather over super sunny weather because it sort of makes for better, like, lighting. Not very harsh at all. So this is a photo I took of a duck. And what's great about this lens is that I don't have to get too close to the subject. I could take a photo at, in this case, this was at 129mm. So I took this from far away. And I was able to get this shot of this duck. So this was at 129mm, shutter speed 1/800, f2.8, and 125 ISO. Let me zoom in so you guys can see some details. It looks like it focused right here. Here's some close-up of the feathers. Here's another photo of a duck in the water this time. And this was at 150mm, shutter speed 1/1000, f2.8, 125 ISO. It's closing its eyes. I think it's taking a nap or something. So here's some closer up details so you guys can see. And you can even see its little feet in the water. So there's that image. This is a funny one because it's a trend that I see around Disneyland a lot. You see on top of the trash cans, people leave like lost items all the time. Pacifiers, little shoes, socks, what have you. But in this case, it looks like someone lost their Crocs, their little shoes. So this was left on top of a trash can. And like I said, this is a trend that I see. A lot of lost items being placed on top of trash cans. This was shot at 150mm, 1/800, f2.8, 125 ISO. Let me zoom in so you guys can see some close-up details. And you guys can see like the texture of the Crocs as well as the logo here. More textures and whatnot. So there's this picture of this lost item placed on top of the trash can. Now we see these people singing. I believe these are the Dapper Dans. And there's a bunch of people, I believe, waiting for a parade. And in the meantime, you get some live entertainment. So here's the photo of them singing. This was taken at 35mm, 1/1250, f2.0, 125 ISO. Let me zoom in so you guys can see closer. So there's that image. Here's another image I took of them taking off their hats. This was taken at 95mm, 1/1000, f2.8, and 125 ISO. Let's zoom in so you guys can see. could even see his name tag, Will. Oh, this was during the Disney 100 celebration as well. This was when Disney celebrated their 100 years. So there's this photo. Let's go on to the next one. And now we're moving away from Disneyland. I believe this is photos I took at a cherry blossom festival. So here we see some cherry blossoms on the tree. And this was taken from far away. This was taken at 150mm, 1/2000, f2.8, 125 ISO. Let me zoom in so you guys can see some close-up shots. So those were a shot of the cherry blossoms. Here's a dog. This dog looks very happy about life. Pretty sure the dog is very happy about living life and running around in the grass. So this was shot at 47mm, 1/640, f2.2, 125 ISO. You can see some good background separation here, so you see details of the dog in focus, while you see the out of focus areas, the grass and the flowers in the background. This is what the background blur looks like. So there's that photo. Here's a photo of a bird. There's this bird in the middle right here. It's I don't know exactly what bird it is. I don't really do a lot of bird watching, but I thought I would take a picture of it just because I saw it. And this was taken at 123mm, 1/1250, f2.8 at 125 ISO. Let me zoom in so we can get a better look. So I guess it didn't really nail. Maybe it focused like in the back on this branch here. Yeah, I think it didn't focus on the bird. It focused on the branch or something. But yeah, here's an up close detail of this bird that I tried to take a picture of. I guess the focus didn't nail exactly. It kind of missed. But I thought it was an interesting picture. Here's one I took of a squirrel. And this squirrel is not very shy. I think it's moving towards the humans, probably to get some food. This was taken at 150mm, 1/160, f2.8 at 125 ISO. Let me zoom in closer to the squirrel. And here you can see it. I'm pretty sure it's hungry for food and wants some food from the humans. So there's that photo. Here's some flowers in the bushes. Actually, I don't think it's bushes. I think, actually, yeah, it is. Yeah, some flowers in the bushes. This was taken far away at 150mm, at 1/800, 125 ISO, f2.8. I tend to shoot everything at the widest available aperture. If you haven't noticed, whether it's f2.0 or f2.8, I like to just leave it at the widest. If I zoom in closer here, show you guys some closer up details of the flowers. And there's that photo. And I believe this is the last one I want to show for this video. But here's some more flowers on this tree. So I took this photo right here. I really like the colors on this. It's like purplish pink. Very beautiful colors. This was taken far away at 150mm, 1/1000, f2.8, 125 ISO. You get some foreground blur because I believe this part was in front. And also some background blur as well. And I believe I just got these in focus right here. Here's some closer up details of the shot. Yeah, very beautiful colors on these flowers here on the trees. I could make this my wallpaper. It looks pretty good. All right, I think that's pretty much it. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me go through some photos I've taken with the Tamron 35-150mm f2 to 2.8 lens with my Sony A7C camera. I will be making more videos like this in the future, so if you guys like this type of content, you guys want me to show you guys some more photos I've taken and show you guys the settings and whatnot, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll keep on making more of these videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.